second half of last year's World Cup season was dominated by South Korea in both men's and women's events, culminating in a Korean double at the finals in Rome and a once-in-a-lifetime performance by Kim Woo-jin. Could this year's Recurve also throw up something spectacular? Welcome to Shanghai for the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. The Recurve competition gives a spectacular opportunity to revel in the beauty of the venue, unique on the World Cup tour as the athletes shoot across the lake that forms the centrepiece of the Lu Jiazhui Park in the Pudong district of the city. Coming up in the show, could Kim Woo-jin put last year's disappointment in Shanghai behind him, or would Brady Ellison serve up some revenge for Rome? First, in the women's event, Chang is on the charge. Defending champion and top seed Chang Hee-jin was the clear favourite heading into the women's final against China's An Qi-jin. Both athletes made light work of their knockout opposition, but who would bet against Chang at this stage?
It's the gold medal match here in the women's recurve individual. A good start there, brushing the line. It's marked down as a 10. 3 arrows shot alternately. And the 17-year-old An shoots a 9. Well, very consistent here from the Chinese athlete. One more arrow to go.
And she's probably going to be very happy regardless of the result, but of course at this point everyone wants to win that gold medal.
Well, a 10, 2 10s and a 9, and that's enough. And we just want to keep her sight in. And the grouping there at the top, very, very good. But it's the world number 1 who strikes out to an early lead, winning the first set and getting 2 set points.
This time a bit left, but still in the yellow, so that's good.
Yeah, so she maybe did adjust her sight, just a fraction too much. But straight down the middle.
Maybe she heard me and she's trying to prove me wrong.
Well, slightly higher, going into the red. Door open for Chang, the world number 1 from Korea. Oh my goodness me. You can't do better than that for consistency.
No, not at all. I mean, those arrows were almost down inside each other.
Had to be big, but a 9 is not going to be enough. If Chang can keep up that consistency.
Oh my gosh.
And that. And a fist bump, well deserved. Absolutely superb. Well, that will settle the nerves, but it's livening up the crowd here. Oh, terrible, it's a 9. That's the thing, that consistency is so important. Another 10, and he's fighting back here. To the delight of the crowd, yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that. Chang is world number 1 for a reason. Just pulling that one right. She will get an 8, but another maximum from Chang, and the gold medal is hers. Bang! Bang! Just like that, a 29 follows the perfect 30, and it's all over in 3 sets. Absolutely fabulous stuff from Chang Jin.
Japan left it to the last second but started strongly in a high-quality first set against Korea in the men's team final.
Inside 10 seconds left. Oh, getting close.
Oh, beautiful. And so obviously the first archer knew that he couldn't reset because of how much time was on the clock, and the coach may have suggested that he just push through and shoot it.
Korea roared back in the second set with 4 tens of their own, leaving Japan with no chance of recovery.
And they've clinched that set, and so he obviously knew how much time, and he's trained under that tension, and the ability to not get worried about it, still shoot a decent shot and enough to clinch the set.
In the third set, the unerring consistency of Kim Woo-jin with a 4th and then 5th 10 of the match kept the pressure on Japan, who fell short of the maximums required to force a tie.
Well, there you go, drifting up into the 8 there.
Japan battled hard to stay in the 4th set.
5 seconds left to go for Japan. You were right, Ryan. Time could play a part just on the clock.
Tell you what, it may not be enough, but he should be really proud of being able to get that arrow off in that time frame.
But the Koreans were simply too strong and eased to victory 6 sets to 2.
An 8 will give Korea the point they need. Well, it looks like it could be another 10, and they've taken the gold medal here in Shanghai.
Kim Woo-jin's second appearance of the day saw him paired with Chang Hee-jin in the mixed team final. And the Korean picked up where he left off in the morning, opening with 2 tens. As the top 2 seeds swept away the Turkish pair of Yasemin Anagosh and Mete Gajos.
She's gone high again, and so hopefully that you can see her adjust her side and in the next set find the middle.
Working well as a team, Kim Woo-jin seemed impervious to the pressure as the Koreans closed out the second set with ease.
And you can see him communicating there. She let him know that there's clearly a bit of wind.
Wow. That's even better than the one in the last set.
Anagosh simply couldn't find her range.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And inevitably, it was left to Kim Woo-jin to close out a straight sets victory.
For the gold. And just like that, Korea get their 3rd gold medal here today in Shanghai. They've swept the board in the team events.
South Korea were once again looking to add to their medal tally. Their opposition, though, Chinese Taipei, would be no walkover. Chinese Taipei began the women's team final much the stronger as they entered the 3rd set with a 4-love advantage over Korea.
Well, gold medal at stake, but you wouldn't know it from the first archer there, shooting a 10 as though she's just out having a game with her friends.
They are the world number 1, and so this is where they're trying to prove that they do still have the match and they can still have control. Beautiful. I mean, there you go, 10-10, and now the Olympic champion shooting, and she's done well so far.
Well, if ever you needed a perfect start to a set, this is it. Well, sometimes the pressure of going second and having to match up to a perfect score will make you just drift off a little bit. But a great adjustment there from the 3rd archer from Chinese Taipei to pull off a 10, trailing by 3 halfway through the 3rd set.
And that's where communication comes in. She may have fed off what the other archers told her and was able to adjust accordingly. 4 10s in a row. They are the world #1 after all. If she can hit the apple again, they win the set.
Well, that'll do. She has taken them to more than 30 points into the lead, so it's definitely 2 points for Korea in this set. Look, when you're in this situation, I mean, you've got an Olympic medal in the men's team at 2016 Olympic Games. Are you just shooting to sort of keep your eye in?
You got a few options here. You don't have to shoot, but you could choose to shoot, and so this way they might be able to adjust and have confidence into the next round that they're still able to shoot well, or perhaps learning what the weather's doing. So as you can see, her 2 arrows have both gone high.
Well, they're not mucking around, are they? They're just giving these ones out. So there you have it, 2 points for Korea. And they did need that. Anything from Chinese Taipei in that set would have spelt the end for Korea in this gold medal match. Range is clear. Korea to shoot first again.
It's on the line, but it's called a 9, so we'll see what happens. And there is obviously a little bit of wind variance down there.
Well, there you go, a bit of correction, and that's in the 10. The other thing here is the humidity, and it's actually more humid today than it was yesterday. Does that play a factor?
That can really play a factor, and it would probably do more to the Koreans and the Chinese Taipei team, given that in their country it is quite humid as well.
The Chinese Taipei team perhaps more used to these conditions, which saw them getting off to a better start, perhaps.
That could be it, and this might actually be considered a dry day for them.
Well, a 28 to beat, scoring with an 8 there. It's a bit better. I talked about momentum. I mean, do you really feel that in team matches? Can you feel it within a set?
I'm not really sure if you can feel it, but it definitely is a thing that happens, and so you really do notice the momentum can swing quite a lot.
Well, it's shifted here. Korea have a 2-point advantage after the halfway stage of the 4th set. Well, a 29 will win it for the second 3 arrows.
Exactly, and then that will force a shoot-off, which will be really exciting for a gold medal match between the #1 and #2 teams.
You read my mind, Ryan. Well, will they go for a measure on that one?
They might measure the first one from Korea, and hopefully the Chang here can shoot a 10 and put the pressure back on Chinese Taipei. And there's that 10.
Yeah, a 10 really has put the pressure on. Now Chinese Taipei need 29 just to draw level.
There's the 9, and 2 10s here will actually win the whole match.
Yeah, a draw will be enough for Chinese Taipei. Well, there's the first one.
10 to win the match, 9, and they have to have a shoot-off.
Well, what pressure on this young lady here.
You can see that they shoot a lot quicker than Korea, and she has time.
And she's got the 9. So, 4 apiece, a draw here after 4 sets.
Exactly, and so here we'll have a shoot-off where each team will shoot 3 arrows. It'll be the highest score, and if they have the same score, whoever had the single closest arrow.
Well, there we go. 1 arrow apiece.
So each team, I believe Korea will shoot first because they elected to shoot first at the start.
Right,
So they'll open up and put on the pressure. Korea will shoot one, Chinese Taipei will shoot one, until each archer has shot one arrow.
So it's kind of like half a set, except they do take it in turns rather than shooting all three as a group. We're down to 6 arrows for the women's team Recurve Gold. Korea to shoot first.
It's quite interesting seeing them open with an 8. I mean, both teams started the match with 29, but starting the shoot off with an 8 is a bit costly.
Well, the pressure of a tiebreaker. And a 9, not too bad, getting an early lead. But, I mean, you really feel the tension here. There's only 4 more arrows here. This is for the gold medal of the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. So important.
She's come back with a 9, and it may not be enough at this point. Chinese Taipei may have found their footing again.
Well, momentum shifted from Chinese Taipei to Korea. Has it gone back towards the world number 2 team?
And I think it may have. I mean, they're just 9s, but they're so close to the 10 that shows they're shooting well. The Korean champion here.
Have to shoot 10, probably. It certainly needs to get inside the inner ring.
Interesting point here. If Chinese Taipei shoots a 9, they tie on score. However, Korea has the 10, so they do need to shoot a 10 and a better 10.
So again, the momentum has shifted. All the pressure on this final hour of the gold medal match. Oh, it has gone into the 9. They have tied up on score, but subject to confirmation, the Korean team, whose smiles reappeared after the 3rd set, shot through, and they've stolen the gold medal. A simple gaming concept, but here, Steve Vire shows us how crucial the margin of error is in archery.
The unheard of 20-year-old needs 9 for gold.
Come on.
He's nailed it. Absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant. Look at that.
My name is Steve Weiler, and Shanghai is really important for me because I've won here last year and it was my first international tournament. Archery might look easy for you guys at home, but I'm going to explain what I see when I'm competing. Recurve archers will shoot at 70 meters. It will be 7 bust lengths. The target will be 122 centimeters, and the 10 is 12 centimeters. That will be something like this. To shoot 70 meters will be really difficult. It's really easy not to hit the middle. For me, because I don't have really good eyes, it's just a bit blurry, but I see the yellow really good, and that is the thing for me that pops off. Now I'm going to shoot one at the top of the target at the blue or in the black. So you really can see how much the difference is between shooting at the yellow or shooting at the blue or in the black. For me it feels like quite a bit, like 10 centimeters of aiming off, but I don't think you guys at home can see it. I like shooting 70 meters because it gives me the thrill when I'm hit the 10. You probably don't shoot 70 meters when you start archery, but you're going to start at a short distance and build your way up to the 70 meters, and it still will be a lot of fun.
The gold medal match was a rematch between the 2017 World Cup finalists, South Korea's Kim Woo-jin and the USA's Brady Ellison. Well, solid starts from both athletes here in the 9s. Brady Ellison's event average arrow's been 9.33, but Kim has a 9.57. How's that for consistency?
It's fantastic. It shows that both these archers most of the time shoot a 9 or better. But Kim, those few more 10s like we saw this morning.
Well, another 9 there. All in the yellow so far. Pretty well grouped for both athletes, but Kim, well, they're right next to each other. Where's the third one going to go? First set, and he's scored a 10 to finish things off, a 28, a perfect score required from Ellison to tie up. And drifts over into the 8 there. Everything quite high there for the American, but Kim strikes first and takes the first set, leads by 2 set points to 0.
Not too far off, his height's better now.
Well, Ellison's got better, but so has Kim.
Can hardly say we're surprised about that.
A 10 there for the American. That'll settle him down big time.
Once again, always dropping those 10s.
Both shooting so phenomenally well. Barely anything outside of the yellow rings in the center of the target.
You've done this so many times.
Kim just dropping one into the 8 there. And a chance there to open up a bigger lead given away. Well, on the line means you get the higher score. And a good start for Brady Ellison from the United States of America. But a 10 from Kim as well. Dropped an 8 at the end of the last set, but he's back to his 10s as normal.
Yep.
Another 10, and look at the grouping from the American. He has found a rhythm, he has found his form here in the third set.
He's doing fantastically. Let's see how Kim can respond to that.
Well, just like that, another 10. Perfect scores looking like they're going to be required to take this set. Oh, good grouping still, but that's crept into the 9. Door open for Kim Woo Jin.
Who do you think wins the set?
And he's gone into the 9 as well, so not quite a perfect score there. And they share the spoils again.
Yep.
On the line again, he's shooting still in the same spot. Very consistent. On the line, you get the higher score. Kim, what can we expect here?
A 9, drifting to the left like his other arrows that weren't 10s.
And first signs of frustration coming across the Korean's face there. Oh, Ellison doesn't respond well enough though, and a shrug of the shoulders and a little bit of a grimace from the American there. There was an opportunity and it's gone away.
And there you go, one more 10 for Kim and he will win the match regardless of what Brady gets.
Pressure on. A 9 and a 27 out of a possible total of 30 you'd think was good enough, but it leaves Kim needing 9 to take the Shanghai gold. Bang! Right down the middle, he gets a 10. Kim Woo Jin has sealed up the gold medal in an absolute thriller. Took the lead early on, the American fought back, but Kim Woo-jin held his nerve, and he is the Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 1 first winner of the year here in Shanghai.
So, a day of dominance for the South Koreans. Will they be able to keep up the momentum as we continue on the road to Samsun? Join us next month for Stage 2 as the Hyundai World Cup moves to Antalya in Turkey.